All right, this is really fun. Naming your listing or your listing title. What are you going to call your property? I have a couple tips to keep in mind. First, it's better to be clear than clever. Not that your listing title should be boring, it shouldn't, but don't get too clever for your own good. In Hawaii, there's other tree houses and they've used Hawaiian names. So unless you're from there, you're not going to know how to spell it. You're not going to know how to pronounce it, which means you're probably not going to tag the photos with it. And you're probably not going to recommend it to your friends. So my properties are called Dreamy Tropical Treehouse, the Hobbit Inn, Crystal Peak Lookout, and the Big Idaho Potato Hotel. Tip number 2, it's not a real estate listing. I see way too many listings that say 3-bedroom, 2-bath, mid-century modern in the North End. That's just logistics. Probably your guest has already filtered for those things. Some memorable places that I've stayed are, there was this little micro home in Santa Rosa called the Lily Pad. Now, this was a last-minute booking about 4 years ago that was one night, and I can still remember the name. Also, a couple years back, I rented a cabin with my girlfriends outside of Park City called the Mangy Moose, and they had another listing called the Scraggly Squirrel, which I didn't even stay in, and I still remember the name. That title doesn't lay out what you're going to get with this space, but there's some indication that it's going to have like a fun, funky vibe, which it totally did. They had an old VW bus that they had converted the inside into a sauna. And they also had this outdoor teepee where you could schedule massages with a local massage therapist. If you're feeling a little stuck, I think this exercise works really well. I want you to think about your space as if it was featured in a magazine. What magazine would it be in? Would it be Architectural Digest, Country Home and Garden, maybe Dwell? Maybe it wouldn't even be in a home magazine. Maybe it'd be in Rolling Stones. Once you decide what magazine your space would be in, you can look at their site or pick up a magazine, and then you'll have a whole bunch of adjectives to use as inspiration for your listing title. When you come up with a couple possibilities, check to see if it's available on Instagram and as a web domain.